That's what this is about. Jacksonville, the community. Duval.
No. The man's been preparing for football games. He just learned.
He should have been preparing for that.
Yeah, you can't prepare. You got.
Yes, the NFL offseason, a time of peace and tranquility. Psych, you thought football season and news was over until next season?
You stupid.
Well, think again, buddy. As of February 11th, several NFL teams have hired new head coaches for the upcoming season. Today, we'll be ranking these coaches based on many factors like situation, history as a coach, roster, and most importantly, my opinion. Now, you might disagree with where I have these coaches ranked, and that's okay. Just know that you're wrong and my opinion is fact, and these rankings definitely won't blow up in my face like my Najee Harris video. We'll be starting from 7 and working our way up from there. With that in mind, let's not waste any time and get right into it. Brian Schottenheimer's appointment as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys raises several concerns, positioning him at the bottom of my list of new NFL coaching hires. This decision appears to stem from a sense of urgency within the organization, rather than them actually getting their guy. While Schottenheimer did oversee a competent offense last season, the overall situation he's stepping into is far from great. The Cowboys' recent performance has been underwhelming. With the team missing the playoffs in 2024 after a 7-10 season, this marks a continuation of postseason disappointments, as the franchise has secured only 4 playoff victories since their last Super Bowl win in 1995. The decision to promote Schottenheimer from offensive coordinator to head coach has been met with skepticism, including criticism from franchise legend Emmitt Smith, who questioned the direction of the team's leadership. Despite these challenges, Schottenheimer brings extensive experience as an offensive coordinator, having served in that capacity for multiple NFL teams. The Cowboys roster boasts talented players such as wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, linebacker Micah Parsons, and a solid offensive line. However, the team's recent underperformance raises questions about whether Schottenheimer can address the systematic issues that have plagued the Cowboys in critical moments. Given these factors, Schottenheimer's promotion appears to be a decision made out of necessity rather than a strategic vision. It just seems like Schottenheimer is going to be the ultimate yes man to Jerry Jones. The team's history of postseason struggles and internal and external doubts surrounding the hire contribute to a less than optimal outlook for the Cowboys' immediate future. Consequently, Schottenheimer ranks 7th on my list of new coaching hires this offseason. Let me start this off by saying I personally believe that this is a great hire. Kellen Moore is an offensive mastermind, and if given the right situation, he could easily thrive as an NFL coach. But seriously, how did the Saints convince him to take this job? I mean, after looking at the state of this franchise, I still can't figure it out. Fresh off a successful stint as the Eagles OC, where he helped guide the team to a Super Bowl victory, Moore now takes the reins of the New Orleans Saints. His offensive creativity and play calling are highly regarded around the league. But let's be honest, the Saints' current situation is a mess. He's walking into a salary cap nightmare, a roster in transition, and a team that isn't exactly built for long-term success. It's one of the least attractive spots for a first-time head coach, which makes it all the more shocking that he took it. Looking at this roster, the best players on this team are either pending free agents or on the wrong side of 34. That's not exactly ideal foundation to build upon. And if that wasn't challenge enough, Derek Carr is his quarterback. Now, Derek Carr has had some flashes of solid play throughout his career, but he's not the type of quarterback who can just elevate the flawed roster of the Saints. And Moore will have to work some serious magic to turn him into that type of quarterback in a loaded NFC South. The only reason Kellen Moore ranks higher than Brian Schottenheimer on my list is, well, because Jerry Jones isn't the owner of the Saints. That alone gives him a better chance at success. But even so, he has a massive uphill battle ahead of him. If he can turn this Saints team into a consistent winner, it'll be one of the most impressive coaching jobs in recent memory. Former Detroit Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn returns to the New York Jets, the franchise where he began his playing career, in what feels like a full circle moment for him. His deep familiarity with the organization and proven track record for developing defensive talent makes him an intriguing hire for the Jets, who look to rebuild their identity in a highly competitive AFC East. Glenn's coaching background, particularly his ability to get the most out of his players, is seen as a major asset in helping the New York Jets return to relevance. While I believe Glenn is a strong defensive mind, I still see him just a tier below elite defensive coordinators like Robert Saleh, D'Amico Ryans, and Brian Flores. However, that doesn't mean he won't make a great head coach. His leadership qualities and ability to establish a winning culture are exactly what the Jets need right now. New York has been in dire need of a culture shakeup, and Glenn seems like the perfect guy to bring a much-needed discipline, accountability, and energy to a franchise that has been spinning in wheels for years. Glenn inherits some solid defensive foundation, along with some promising young stars on offense. But let's be real, don't expect miracles in year one. This will likely be a long-term project, and while the Jets might struggle next season, give it 2 years and this team could be pretty scary. If Glenn is given the right tools to succeed, that is. But who am I kidding? Woody Johnson will probably just find a way to ruin any momentum this team has built, just like he's been doing for the past decade plus. Jets fans have seen this script before, and until ownership gets out of its own way, even a coach as promising as Glenn might find himself fighting an uphill battle. The Raiders went and shocked everyone this offseason by hiring longtime Seahawks coach Pete Carroll, bringing in a Super Bowl champion and one of the most energetic leaders in all of football. Carroll's championship experience and player-friendly coaching style aim to rejuvenate a Raiders team that has struggled with consistency ever since John Gruden's resignation. While his infectious enthusiasm will undoubtedly bring a new culture to the locker room, he faces some challenges, including stepping into one of the toughest divisions in the NFL, and more importantly, having no real options at quarterback. I mean, with a QB room this bad, Carroll might be better off just suiting up himself. But in all seriousness, this move feels like it could go either really well or really bad, no in between. Carroll thrives when he has a talented roster and dramatic quarterback when, right now, the Raiders have neither of those things. However, he does have the luxury of working alongside with the new GM, meaning he'll have a significant say in the roster construction and what players they'll bring in to fit this vision. If he can help identify the right QB and rebuild the team's identity, this hire could turn into huge success. Also, one of the most fascinating subplots here is Carroll and Jim Harbaugh's being back in the same division. These two just can't stay away from each other. Their legendary rivalry, which started in college and continued in the NFL, is about to get another chapter, and you better believe it's going to be a must-watch football game every time. Up next, we have Mr. Duval himself. Liam Cohen might be one of the biggest snakes in the NFL, but man, can he coach an offense. Previously the offensive coordinator of the University of Kentucky and with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he now steps into a Jacksonville organization looking to build upon a young and developing roster. His primary task? Finally unlocking Trevor Lawrence and turning him into the elite quarterback many expected him to be coming out of college. Cohen has proven his ability to elevate quarterbacks before. Just look at what he did with Baker Mayfield, who threw for over 40 touchdowns under his guidance. 40. That's no fluke. The guy knows how to get the most out of his offense. Now, while Cohen's offensive prowess is undeniable, there's still something about him that just doesn't sit right with me. There's an underlying weird vibe I get around him that makes me question whether he can truly lead 53 men in an NFL locker room. After the stunt he pulled, you know the one. I'd have a hard time trusting him as a leader. Can he command the respect of an entire team and not just orchestrate a great offense? That remains to be seen. However, at the end of the day, his offensive success is too good to ignore, and that's why he lands fairly high on my list. If he can gain the trust of his players and prove he's more than just a great play caller, he could be a home run hire for Jacksonville. If not, this could go south quickly. This might have been the biggest slam dunk head coaching hire of this cycle. Returning to the franchise where he won 3 Super Bowls as a player, Mike Vrabel brings valuable head coaching experience from his tenure with the Tennessee Titans. The fact that he didn't land a coordinator job last season is almost criminal, considering his track record of success. Vrabel is a legit coach and one of the best leaders of men in the NFL, and his ability to maximize his roster is undeniable. Does anyone remember when he guided the Tennessee Titans to the #1 seed in the AFC in 2021? Despite the team suffering the most injuries in the league at that time, that season alone showcased his adaptability and elite coaching ability. Now he's back with the Patriots, and you really couldn't write a better script if you tried. With the franchise transitioning out of the Bill Belichick era, Vrabel's leadership and understanding of the Patriot way will provide much-needed stability. His defensive expertise will keep the New England Patriots competent, while the reunion with offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels gives the team an opportunity to rekindle the offensive success they had during their previous stint together. With Vrabel at the helm, the Patriots are set to embrace a new chapter while maintaining the toughness and discipline that defined their dynasty years. Let's be honest, we already know who this was going to be. Formerly the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson takes over a Chicago Bears team eager for an offensive revitalization. After years of inconsistency at the quarterback position, Johnson widely regarded as one of the brightest offensive minds in the NFL. He played a crucial role in transforming the Lions offense into one of the league's most efficient and dynamic units. His hiring signals a strong commitment by the Bears front office to build an explosive modern offense capable of competing at the highest level. A key factor in Johnson's potential success will be the development of quarterback Caleb Williams, the highly touted #1 overall pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. Williams entered the league with sky-high expectations, and Johnson's ability to maximize quarterback play will be instrumental in shaping his early career. Under Johnson's guidance, the Bears hope to fast-track Caleb Williams' transition to the NFL, leveraging his elite playmaking ability and arm talent in a system designed to maximize his strengths. Now that the Bears got their guy, both the quarterback and the coach, this team looks to be a juggernaut for years to come. With lots of teams needing culture changes, this might have been one of the most exciting head coaching hiring cycles in recent memory. There were a lot of surprises and some obvious moves, but for the most part, I think all these organizations got their guy, aside from the Cowboys. So, there you have it, my rankings of the newly hired head coaches this offseason. It's been an interesting cycle, with some teams making home run hires and others, well, let's just say they have their work cut out for them. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with my rankings, or do you completely think I missed the mark? Who do you think will be the biggest success, and which hire do you think is going to go up in flames? Just remember, everything I said is objectively true and fact. No debate necessary. But seriously, I appreciate all the support, and if you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Till then, I'll catch you guys in the next one.